Hi friends, my name is Milan Dolaria. In this video we will start our new chapter, chapter number 5, Introduction to Euclid's Geometry. Okay, first of all let's understand this word geometry. Here the word geometry comes from the Greek word geo, which means earth, and metren means to measure. Okay, that means alternately geometry means the measurement. Okay, measurement of 2D shapes, 3D shapes, it is considered in geometry. Okay, we can find the volume, surface area of the 2D figures and 3D figures, all are related to geometry. Okay, and lots of scientists give lots of statements related to geometry, but here in this chapter we will learn the Euclid's definition, axioms and postulates. Okay, first of all, here it gives some here some definitions are given here. A solid has shape, size, position. Right? Solid have a cylinder shape, cuboid shape, cube shape, cone shape. Have the size, that means various surface area, various volume, position, and can be moved from one place to another. Its boundary are called surfaces. Boundary of the 3D shapes are called its surfaces. If we think about the room, if our think about our room, then walls are our boundary of the room, right? It is called surfaces. Okay, our walls are called surfaces because it is the boundary of our house, right? So boundary of 3D, our 3D object, our room is one 3D object, cuboid shape, right? So our walls becomes the boundary of house, it is called surfaces. They separate one part of the space from another. That means inside the room and outside the room, two different spaces are there. So our surfaces separate that spaces. Okay, that means one part is inside the room, second part is outside the room, and are said to have no thickness. We do not need to consider the thickness of our surfaces. Okay, the boundary of the surfaces are curves, otherwise straight lines. Sometimes boundary of the surfaces may be curve shape and sometimes it is straight. That means if we think about the two surfaces and this type of curve shape is there, then we can say that the boundary of the surfaces are curve. And if we think about the square, perfect square, then this is right angle, this is straight angle, straight lines. So in this situation, boundary of the surfaces are straight lines. Okay, so boundary of the surfaces are curves, otherwise straight lines. These lines end in points. Okay, if we think about the two line, then this two line ends in one common point. Okay, end point of line is point. These lines end in points. That means a corner of our room, right? If we see the corner of our room, then three straight lines are end at that point. Okay, so it's a single point. Okay, then consider the three steps from solid to point: solid, surface, line and points. So here if we think about the room, that means one cuboid, this is called solid figure, right? This is one solid cuboid, it's one type of solid. In that, this is surfaces. Okay, here we have one surface, here we have one surface, here we have one surface. Okay, again I draw this figure. This is one cuboid, right? Now this is one surface. Here we have 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 one surface and here we have one surface. So total 6 surfaces I have. Okay, after that lines. Surface are made up of lines. So this is one line. This is one line. This is one line. Here one line. Here one line. Here one line. Here is one line. Here is one line. Here is one line. Here even and here even. So total 12 lines are there. After that, points, that means vertices. right? If we think about the vertex, so here we have one vertex, 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 and here we have one vertex. So total 8 vertices are there, right? First of all, solid, that means solid start with the point, right? If we join the 2 point, it makes line, that means edges. If we join this edges, it becomes surfaces. If we join the surfaces, it becomes solid. Okay, then Euclid's give some definition with related to elements. He begins his exposition by listing 23 definitions in book 1 of the element. Okay, in book 1 of the element, 23 definitions Euclid give. Out of them, few of them are given here. Okay, few of them are given here. First one is, a point is that which has no part. If we talk about the point, then point do not have any dimension, right? It's a single point, it does not have any part, that means does not have any length, breadth, height. Okay, no, a point do not have any dimension. So a point is that which have no part. Then a line is breadthless length. That means a line have only length, it does not have any breadth, right? So breadthless, that means without breadth. A line do not have any breadth, it's only have length. Okay, then third one is, the ends of a line are point. So here lines end at some point. Okay, line ends, the ends of a line are single points. Then fourth one is, a straight line is line which lies evenly with the point on itself. That means if we have infinite number of this point, okay, if we draw the points are very close to each other, so it forms one line. Okay, a straight line is a line which lies evenly with the point on itself. That means at every point we can put one point. Okay, so infinite number of points are there in the line. So a straight line is a line which lies evenly with the point on itself. Then fifth one is, a surface is that which has length and breadth only. Okay, surfaces, if we draw one surface, this is one surface, here we have length and here we have breadth. Okay, so total 2 dimension a surface have length and breadth. If we think about the wall, then in wall even we have length and breadth, 2 dimension, right? So a surface is that which has length and breadth only. Number 6, the edges of a surface are line. This is called edges, right? That means intersection point, intersection line of two surface, it is called edges. Okay, if we have one this figure, then intersection point of intersection line of two surfaces, here we have two surfaces, the common line is this, right? This is called one edges. Okay, so if we think about the room, then total we have 12 edges, right? 4 in upper part, 4 in base, and 4 edges in around. That means around we have this 4 edges. Okay, if we think about the top part, so here we have 4 edges. If we think about the bottom part, here we have 4 edges. So total 12 edges in a room we have. So edges, that means intersection point, intersection line of two surfaces. Okay, the edges of a surface are lines or edges. If we think about the shape of edges, then it is one line. Okay, we can see in our room even. After that, a plane surface is a surface which lies evenly with the straight line on itself. That means if we think about the one surfaces, if we put a line very close to each other, it becomes one surface. Okay, that means a surface made up of infinite number of straight lines. Okay, that means on the surface there are infinite number of straight lines are there. Okay, so some definitions are given here. After that, axioms and postulate. Starting with his definition, Euclid assumed certain properties which were not be proved. That means some property we cannot prove it. These assumptions are actually obvious universal truth. Okay, we have some universal truth, but we cannot prove it. Sun rises in the east direction. It is a universal truth, but how can we prove it? Okay, so such that type of things it's called postulate. He divide them into two type, axioms and postulate. Right? That means some universal truth which we can not prove it. It is divided into two part, axioms and postulate. And postulate, he used the term postulate for the assumption that were specific to geometry. Okay, that means a specific truth for which related with the geometry, it is called postulate. That means we can use for the any geometry surfaces. Okay, common notations on the other hand are assumptions used throughout the mathematics, not specifically linked to geometry. Okay, axioms means what, which we can use throughout the mathematics, but not specifically linked to the geometry. That means in every geometry condition we can not use it. It is called axioms. Postulate we can use in any condition in any geometry, but axiom we cannot use in every geometry. Okay, this is the difference between postulate and axioms. So some of the Euclid's axioms, not in his order, are given below. Here we have some axioms. Okay, first one is things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. Things which are equal to the same thing are equal to one another. Okay, A is equals to D and B is equals to D. So alternately A is equals to B. Okay, that means A is equal with D and B is even equal with D. So this D same. So this A and B are also same. Okay, so A is equals to B and sorry, so A is equals to D and B is also equals to D. So alternately A and B are equal. This is the first axiom. Things which are equal to something are equal to one another. Okay, then second one, if equals are added to the equals, the wholes are equal. That means if we have 2 is equals to 2, if in both the side we add the 3, then we get the same answer 5. Right, first of all we have equals, 2 is equals to 2, after that we add equals, that means plus 3 on both the side, so we get the same answer. Okay, so equals are added to the equals, the wholes are equal, that means this 5 equal. Okay, equals are added, so 3 is added to 2 in both the side, so we get the same answer, that means our wholes are equal. Okay, then next is if equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are equal. Now same thing, if we have 5 on both the side, if we subtract 1 in both the side, we get the same answer. Okay, if equals, that means 1 are subtracted from equals, that means 5. So a whole are equal, that means this 4. Okay, that means if we have x is equals to y, if we subtract in both the side -1, so this answer is same. Okay, equals are subtracted to equals, from equal remainder are equal. Then fourth, things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Things which coincide one another are equal to one another. That means if I say A is equals to B and B is equals to C, so alternately A is equals to C. Okay, A is equals to B, B is equals to C. That means in place of B, I can write C. Okay, so A as it is, in place of B, C. So we can write A is equals to C. Okay, so things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. This is the coincide. Okay, A is equals to B and B is equals to C. So B coincide, so alternately A and C both are equal. Okay, the whole is greater than the part. If I say 5, if I make 2 part of 5, 2 and 3, then definitely 5 is greater than 2, 5 is greater than 3. Okay, that means whole are greater than its part. Here you can make so many parts, that means 1 4. Okay, but all the parts are less than the whole. Okay, 5 is greater than 2, 5 is greater than 3, 5 is greater than 1, 5 is greater than 4. That means if we make the part of 5, then all the parts are less than the full. Okay, now if we say that India, Gujarat is one part of India, right? Gujarat is one part of India, so definitely India is greater than the Gujarat. If we say about the Gujarat, right, then Surat is one part of Gujarat, so definitely Gujarat is greater than the Surat, right? The next one is things which are double of the same thing are equal to one another. That means if we have 2 is equals to 2, let's suppose 5 is equals to 5. If we double the things on both the side, that means multiply 2 on both the side, we get the same answer, 10 is equals to 10. Okay, alternately, if we have x is equals to y, if on both the side we multiply 2, then we get the same answer, 2x is equals to 2y. Okay, things which are double of the same thing are equal to one another, right? 5 is equals to 5. If we double on both the side, we get the same answer, 10 is equals to 10. Okay, then number 7, things which are half of the same things are equal to one another. Okay, if we have 10 is equals to 10, if we take half of both the side, then 5 is equals to 5. That means we get the same answer. That means whatever process you do in the one side, same thing you need to do in another side, so you will get the same answer. Okay, if you add, if you subtract, if you multiply, if you divide, same number in both the side, you will get the same answer. Okay, now if you have x is equals to y, and if you divide by 2, then even you get the same answer of x and y. Okay, so alternately, how many axioms are there? If a is equals to c, b is equals to c, then alternately a is equals to b. Okay, if a is equals to b is there, if you add 2 on both the side, you will get the same answer. If you have a is equals to b, if you have subtract 2 from both the side, you will get the same answer. If your a is equals to b, b is equals to c, then your a is equals to c. Okay, if you make a part of some number, that means 10, part of 10 is the 2 5 7 3, right? So always full is greater than its part. Okay, then if you double the thing, x is equals to y is there, if you double on both the side, you will get the same answer, and if you divide by 2, then even you will get the same answer. Okay, these are the axioms. So next theory we will learn in next video. Okay, if you have any doubt in this theory, you can write down in comment section. I will give you the answer. Thank you.